As you know, Steph Curry is one of the best, if not the best, shooter of all time. And Ben Simmons is an absolute athletic freak with a ton of potential to do great things in today's NBA. So for today's video, we're going to swap the heights and weights of both Ben Simmons and Steph Curry to see how they would perform in the NBA given that they were taller or smaller. So for the video, Steph Curry will be 6'10", 230 pounds, and Simmons will only be 6'3", 180 pounds. This should get extremely interesting. But real quick, before we hop into the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It will help the channel out a ton. The amount of support I've been getting lately is absolutely amazing, and I would love to build this community with you guys as big as we possibly can, and that's one of the best ways to do it. Also, thank you to the subscriber who suggested this video, so here we go. Okay, so here we go. For the first part of this video, we're just going to do a normal sim with them at their normal height and weight with the normal team to see, so we can compare the stats and see how different it would really make them. So obviously here, Ben Simmons 88 overall with his 6'10 self, and then go take a look at Steph. Steph is a 95 overall with his 6'3 self. So we're going to sim this season, and then we're going to find out how much it would really change if Steph grew 7 inches and Simmons shrunk 7 inches. And the height, about 30 pounds, give or take both way. Okay, so here we are. Let the sim begin. We're going to sim the first season and see what the results are. Rounding at the end of the season, Nikola Jokic MVP, which is interesting, not Steph. So none of our guys are up there, but Steph is all on the NBA all-first team. I wonder if Simmons will make it, maybe the third team, but I'm not sure. So Simmons did not make either of those. I doubt either of them made the defensive team, maybe second team for Simmons, but let's see. No. So as you could have probably imagined, both teams definitely made playoffs, but it's just how they did. So as you can see, the Sixers went 52-30, and the Warriors went 63-19. To look at the player stats, Ben put up 15.7 points per game, 8 rebounds, 6.7 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. So definitely a pretty good season, just normally simmed. And let's look at what Curry did to compare. 30.8 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 7.9 assists, and 1.7 steals per game. So pretty crazy. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to beat this, even adding the height to Curry. So we're going to have to see. Sim through the first round. I'm sure both teams will make it out pretty fine. So let's see. It's looking like the Warriors are going to take a dub, and the Sixers both 4-1 against the team they're playing against. Second round matchups. You got the Warriors versus the Trailblazers team of D. Lillard, McCollum, and Nurkic. And then you got the Raptors team that does not have Kawhi up against the Sixers. So should be a pretty easy win for the Sixers. Relatively simple game right here. Let's see. Should sweep them. 3-0, 4-0. So both teams get swept. The Sixers and the Warriors move on to the semifinals. The Sixers are up against a number 1 seeded team of the Wizards. That is John Wall and Bradley Beal. And the Warriors are up against the Rockets with CP3, James Harden, Clint Capella. You know the deal. So let's sim through this round and see if they can both make it to the finals, because that would be definitely a pretty cool story. Not looking like it, because the Sixers are down 3-1 and 4-1 they lose. Warriors up against that same Wizards team, and it looks like they're going to take the dub. So the Warriors actually win in this first simulated season. As you can see, Steph Curry is the finals MVP. So I don't really know how much we can step up from that, besides having maybe Curry get MVP and finals MVP, but we're going to have to see what he'll be able to do when he is 6'10". So we're about to change their dimensions and make Steph taller and Ben smaller. So here we go. It's kind of funny seeing Ben at only 6'3". like it just does not look right even in the slightest. Bringing him down all the way to like 180 pounds or whatever. 190 pounds, my bad. But it would definitely, like, the biggest thing Ben has going for him, obviously his passing skills are like amazing, and like he can get to the rack and get buckets, but like The best thing he has going for him is his athleticism and size, kind of like Giannis, so it should be interesting to see how he performs without it. And here we go, making Steph 6'10", 220 pounds. That is not something I would like to see. 230 pounds, my bad, but that is not something I would like to see in the NBA, dealing with a Steph Curry that's that big. I don't think it changed their overalls, really, because Steph was a 95 last year, and Simmons was an 88 last year. And I don't really think it moved either of them up or down by adding height and taking away height, which is kind of weird. Let's see. Ben's still an 88, right? Actually, Ben went down 1 overall point to an 87, so that's interesting. But it did not move Curry up, giving him an extra 7 inches. So we're going to sim through the first season. Well, we're going to sim through this season and compare it to what happened last season. And I guess I'll show the rotations, because obviously Ben's going to be playing the point still, and Steph is an oversized point guard himself now. So let's sim through, and then we can compare to what happened last year and see how much it really helped Steph. And yeah, see, so Steph actually gets MVP, and he did not last year. Now that he got the added height, so that's definitely interesting. I wonder if Ben made any All-NBA teams. I would be surprised. Let's see. All first team, no. All second team, no. All third team, no. Maybe all second team defense for Steph, but nope. So right away, as you can see, it really helped out. Steph. The Sixers still get around 50 wins, but somehow the Warriors actually get 62 wins. So they actually regress a win, and I'm pretty sure the Sixers stayed the same. By the end of the season, though, Simmons is up to a 90 still, with 14.7 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, and 7.2 assists a game. So somehow his points went down, his rebounds went up, and I think that his assists stayed about the same. And then with Steph, his points per game went up. His rebounds per game went down somehow, which doesn't really make sense. And his assists per game went down. But his steals per game actually went up to 2 steals a game. And his three-point percentage went up. So it doesn't really correlate all that much to me that Simmons' rebounds went up as he got smaller and that Steph's went down as he got taller. But it's whatever. So let's just sim through this and see what we got going on. So the Sixers are up against the Oladipo Pacers, and Jokic and the boys were up against the Warriors. Both teams got eliminated 4-0, absolutely swept. Second round of the playoffs here, we got the Warriors up against this T-Wolves team that's really not scary at all. And unfortunately, the Sixers have to take on this Bucks team that I wouldn't want to personally take on myself by any chance, because Giannis is an absolute cheat code. But it's looking like the Warriors will probably pull out. Oh, the Warriors letting it get tied up. It's actually spooky. Game 7 over here, and the Sixers lose in 7 with their small Ben Simmons. And the Warriors move on, of course, to the next round. So it definitely shows that bringing Simmons down in height did kind of have a negative effect, because they did not get as far as in the playoffs, number 1. And they 4-0 sweep the Thunder. So the Warriors are just absolutely demolishing in the playoffs, going up against the same Bucks team that just took down the Sixers, and they might sweep them. They sweep them, and Steph Curry is Finals MVP. So it definitely did help out Steph a lot, and it